Hello everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are live today and this week's training we are talking about how to set goals that guarantee success. So, I'm super excited about this one because a lot of people just set goals for their health and they just do it and without even thinking of how to do it. And majority of the time people are setting goals the wrong way. And this is a really big factor in not seeing success because people feel like, okay, well, we should set goals. Yeah, they should be specific and realistic and things like that. But they do it and then it just doesn't happen. So I'm going to show you in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do and different things to change about when you're trying to set goals and how to change it and what to do in order to actually see the results that you want. And results being either weight loss or fat loss or things like that. So I'm going to go over step by step on what you need to do and things to avoid in order to actually see the results that you're not seeing, okay, that you've never seen before. So let's get to it. How to set goals that guarantee success. The first one is the biggest one that I see a lot of people struggle with is they just say, they have a vague goal saying, I just want to be healthier, or I just want to get fit, or I just want to look better, right? So when people sign up and I come on a discovery call with them, or I'm doing a consultation with somebody that's interested in coaching, this is the first thing I ask them is, what do you want, right? You have to know what you want in order to get to where you want to be. Okay, and a lot of people have these vague answers where it's be healthier, I just want to be healthier, I want to have energy, I want to look better, and that's fine. Okay, that's all fine and dandy at first, especially if you're beginning. But what I do on these calls and what I ask you about is why, or what does look better mean to you? Or what does being healthier mean to you? What specifically do you want to see change? Okay, you need to be specific. That's the first one. Okay, your brain needs these specific goals in order to get down a path that leads to that goal. Okay, you can't just have a goal for being healthier. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. Okay, you're going to be overwhelmed because maybe being healthier means sleeping more and eating better. What does eating better mean, right? All these things are coming up for you and you're just so overwhelmed because eating better to one person may be a vegan plant-based diet, and eating better to another person may be more protein, right? Okay, so those are two different things, but they're both like healthy things, right? So you need to be specific on what you want, okay? A lot of people struggle with this, is what do you want, right? Sometimes, some days we're like, I want this, I want that. So that's the one skill you got to get down if you want to get to your goal, is figuring out exactly what you want. Now, we're all human, and some days you're going to want different things, but getting the big picture of what you want is going to be so much better for you, for your fitness goals, because there's a clear path, okay? So, first of all, we're going to talk about how to get this path later, but first you need to just nail down what you're actually talking about when you say be healthier, look better, be fitter, right? Okay, so a lot of people struggle, but how do you know what you want? Okay, the first thing I suggest on how do you know what you want is to just write down all the things. Write down what you want to look and feel like. What does your body look like when you're at this goal? What do you feel like specifically when you're at this goal? What kinds of things are you doing on a daily basis when you're at this goal? Write down what you look like, what you feel like, what you're doing. Those three things, write it down. So envision yourself at your goal. What does your body look like? What do you feel like in your head and in your body? And what are you doing throughout the day? What kinds of things are you doing? That's going to give you a really detailed picture of what you actually want. Okay, so start with that. If you don't know what you want, start with writing those three things down and making a list. Okay, take time to reflect on this. If you don't know what you want, take time to reflect on it. Take a few days, because some days we want something, some days we want another. So take an average of 3 to 4 days to really think about it and research it. Think about what you actually want for you and your fitness and your health. Write it down and take what the majority of what you're thinking of and stick to those specific things that you want. Okay. Okay. So that's the first one, is getting specific. Okay. And figuring out what you want exactly. Okay. That's the first thing. A lot of people, this is going to hold a lot of people up. So if you get that down, awesome. Once you get that down, the second step you want to do is you want to figure out a timeline that's realistic for you. Okay, this is going to depend on a lot of things, a lot of people's circumstances, a lot of family situations, a lot of different things. So your timeline is going to be looking different. Even if your goal is the same, your timeline may be different than the person next to you that has the same goal. Okay, so it's just going to depend on a lot of things. Time of the year, what's going on in your life, things like that. If you are super busy and you're doing all the things, your timeline might be a little bit longer than someone who maybe doesn't have kids or doesn't work or isn't super busy and they have more time to do things. Their timeline is a little bit faster. Not necessarily they can't get to that goal sustainably, but just their timeline is different, right? So you need to figure out what's going to be realistic for you. Okay, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? The slower, the better. Honestly, the more you incorporate it throughout your life, the better, the more time you're going to have to change these habits. So that's good. It's good if it's slow. That means it's going to stick. So don't worry about making it too long or anything like that, depending on your goals too. You don't want to go like 6 months on a calorie deficit, because that's not good. But if you have a goal, like of an aesthetic goal, you want to build muscle and lean out and things like that, then it's just going to depend on your goal and your circumstances. So figure out your timeline. Okay, once you figure out your timeline, then you can figure out, because you have to have a time, right? But then you can figure out the behaviors within that timeline. Figure out so that's number 3, is figure out the behaviors you need to start doing. Okay, and this is going to look like habits that you're going to start changing. Okay, so things like, okay, if I have this timeline. Okay, if I want to be specific, if I want to lose 10 pounds, but I want to gain 5 pounds of muscle in my shoulders and in my legs. Okay, that's very specific. Remember how you did that one number time. I'm going to give myself 3 months to do this. Okay, timeline. Third one is, what do I have to do to get there? What are the behaviors I need to do? So the behaviors for this specific example would probably be, you need a workout plan that's going to build muscle. And then you need a nutrition plan that's going to help you lose weight, but still get enough, protein and things like that. So you need a nutrition goal to stick to each day. And the third one is, you probably need to get, let's say you've been staying up till midnight or 1 o'clock watching shows. You need to get a decent bedtime routine to get more sleep so that these results can stick, right? So those are like the 3 behaviors that you start with. There may be more, but you start with those behaviors, or you list all the behaviors that you want to do, and then you just make a plan throughout those 3 months to get them done. Now, if there's a lot of behaviors that you need to change, you might need to adjust your timeline. If there's more than that, you might need to do 6 months at a time to get everything ready, right? Okay, again, it's going to vary, but making sure that you have your specific goal, your timeline that you're going to do things, and then what are the behaviors you're going to do within that timeline to get to your goal. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, and the last step, is to figure out your obstacles that are going to happen, because obstacles are going to happen. Figure them out, okay? Maybe you can't figure them all out, but just imagine, okay, this is probably what's going to happen, or this is what I'm struggling with right now, and it's probably what I'm going to continue to struggle with. So list them out, list out your obstacles, and then make a plan to overcome these obstacles. There's always a way to overcome these things. So say, for example, late afternoon, you like to eat lots of sugar and treats and you get hungry. So you snack a lot and you eat a lot of sugary treats that you don't want because it's not in line with your plan, right? So say that's an obstacle. It's late afternoon, so you just get tired and bored or something, or triggering, the afternoon is triggering for you because you're tired, so you reach for those sugary things. Okay, so that's an obstacle that you have. So what are some things you can do to overcome these obstacles? So for example, in this situation, you can pre-make a snack, a healthy snack for yourself, making it convenient to grab. Okay, so making sure that you're meal planning ahead of time, or making sure that you are drinking enough water so you don't get those cravings, or maybe going on a walk in the late afternoon instead of staying in the house or something like that. Prevent that obstacle from happening, make a plan, and stick to the plan, okay? So that's number 4 is discovering those obstacles and make a plan to overcome them. If you do not do this, a lot of people don't do this in their goal setting. They think about, oh, what can I do? What are the things I can do? What do I need to achieve? They don't think about the journey. They don't think about what's actually going to happen during this time. And a lot of the time, it's obstacles, it's struggles, right? That's what keeps us from actually getting somewhere. So if we don't have a plan to get over these obstacles, then we're going to continue where we are. So this is an essential step. Don't miss it, okay? All right, so that's the four things that you need to do to set yourself up for your fitness goals, your dream body, whatever it is. You can definitely do this. Just make sure that you are setting goals in the right way. So let's summarize real quick. So number 1, get specific on what you actually want. Get a specific goal, not just eating healthier. Make it measurable and specific. Either I want to build my glutes, I want to build muscle in my legs, I want to lose 10 pounds of fat and gain 5 pounds of muscle in these areas. I want to measure my waist to be 28 inches or something like that, okay? Get measuring, get specific, okay? Those specific things are going to help you go down that path, okay? Because our brains need specifics. Okay, I'm going to nail it into you. The second thing is figure out a timeline for that goal. Okay, that's realistic for you. Making sure it's realistic and figure out that timeline. Within that timeline, then figure out the behaviors that you need to do to get to that goal in that timeline. What do I need to do now to get to that goal? The specific behaviors, okay? What kind of workouts, what kind of nutrition, what kind of habits do you need to have? Then number 4 is figure out those obstacles or whatever you're struggling with and make a plan to overcome them. Okay, so those are your 4 steps. Hopefully this helps you guys out next time you set goals for your fitness. If you are struggling with this still, if you still don't know how to set goals, if you still don't know what you want, reach out to me. This is what I help my clients with. This is what I do coaching consultations for. So reach out to me and I can help you navigate this, okay? Have a good day. Hopefully this helped. Thanks, guys.